Lex Luthor steps out of the shadows, clad in battle armor and radiating smug confidence. "You don't look surprised to see me, Superman." "I'm almost disappointed," he says, tone rich with mockery. Superman doesn't flinch. His fists tighten, eyes cold. "Get used to disappointment, Luthor. You're about to have a very bad day." Luthor smirks, unfazed. "You shouldn't make threats, Kryptonian. They always seem insincere coming from you." He lifts his chin proudly. "You're such a nice guy. It's hard to take you seriously." A surge of blue lightning crackles between them. Black Lightning steps forward, fed up. "You need to stop posturing and start talking. Where's the rest of the league?" Luthor stays calm, watching them both. "See him? I believe if I keep ignoring his threats, he'll eventually resort to force." He's right. Without hesitation, Black Lightning hurls a bolt straight at Luthor, zapping through the air with a deafening noise. Luthor blinks. That was a bit faster than I'd expected. Still, my point stands. But Superman and Black Lightning aren't here to trade barbs. They want answers. The image of Luthor flickers. "Hologram," Black Lightning mutters. "Should have figured. Not nearly good enough to fool my eyes," Superman says coldly. "I wouldn't even bother to try," Luthor replies from behind them. Superman steps in closer, eyes narrowed. "You've got my attention. What do you want?" Luthor leans in, eyes gleaming. "Isn't it obvious? I want your rage. Your blind, unthinking anger." His voice hardens. "I want you filled with righteous indignation. So distracted by outrage that your carelessness cancels out the advantage of your power. That's the game. Push Superman until he cracks." But Black Lightning's not buying it. In brief, Lex begins. Too late for brief. Black Lightning cuts in. Luthor chuckles. "Touché. Enjoy that small victory, Jeff. It will be your last." Black Lightning crosses his arms. "Your big plan is to piss Superman off." "That's always my plan." Superman shakes his head, jaw tense. Luthor smiles with venom. "Everything being equal, Superman will always win." He turns, beckoning them forward. The only way to beat him is to take him out of his game. "But you're right, I'm talking too much. Let me show you." The next room is a nightmare. Superman and Black Lightning freeze. Lined up in containment tubes and chains, the Justice League. Wonder Woman, Black Canary, Vixen, Batman, Red Tornado, all unconscious, all captured. Luthor stands between them and the horror he orchestrated, smug as ever. And Superman is 1 second away from exploding. Luthor gazes at Wonder Woman's restrained body, surrounded by the fallen heroes of the League. His voice is calm, almost casual. "It's unconscionable, isn't it?" Superman seethes. Black Lightning tenses beside him. Angry yet, Luthor goads. "No, I'll have to try harder." He turns to one of the prisoners, Geoforce, suspended in a harness of glowing tech. "The first thing you need to understand is that we're not just holding your friends." Behind him, monstrous figures begin to stir. Shaggy Man Cheetah, Killer Frost, a brutal collection of villains emerge from the shadows. "Occasionally, we let them out for some exercise," Luthor explains. "I don't think you've met my new Shaggy Man." A deafening roar echoes as the beast hurls itself into battle, pummeling Geoforce off-screen. Geoforce, Luthor says coldly, is becoming acquainted with him as we speak. Superman's patience snaps. "That's enough, Luthor." But Luthor's just getting started. "Unless you do something about it." Superman's eyes flare red. Luthor remains calm. "Your friends need your help. Come and get them." And in an instant, he vanishes. Superman's voice booms through the empty room. "Where are you?" Static crackles. One last message lingers. "You're Superman. Find me." Moments later, Superman and Black Lightning stand among the rubble, trying to trace Luthor's signal. "I was tracking his broadcast frequency," Black Lightning mutters, frustrated. "But it's too subtle." "It's already gone," Superman says. "I was trying to do the same thing." But Luthor left them something, a trap. Suddenly, green light flares. Superman screams as a hidden coating of kryptonite burns into his chest. Black Lightning stares in shock. "Superman." The Man of Steel collapses, writhing. "Get it off me." At the Hall of Doom, Luthor and the Joker monitor the footage with glee. "Kryptonite paint," Luthor mutters. Joker grins. Who knows? We might get lucky. Unlikely. Luthor replies. But you did say you wanted to make him mad. Joker smirks. And in the irritating department, a face full of kryptonite ranks right up there with a cavity search from airport security. Not that a rousing cavity search between loved ones can't be a good time, Joker adds with a twisted smile. Too much information, Luthor replies, deadpan. Luthor. Chaos erupts again. One of Luthor's operatives calls for help. Grodd is on the verge of killing Geoforce. The giant gorilla delivers a brutal punch to his opponent's face, blood spraying. That's enough, Luthor commands coldly. We have an agreement. Grodd snarls, lifting Geoforce by the throat. He's fun to hit. Be that as it may, Luthor warns, stepping into the light. Torture is fine, but no one is to be killed until after Superman is captured. Grodd finally releases his grip, blood still dripping from his knuckles. You're the boss. For now, he growls. He lumbers away from Geoforce's broken body. Damn shame, Grodd mutters, glancing back. After I finished tenderizing him, I was going to eat him. Joker laughs wildly from the shadows. That would have been something to see. Grodd glares in silence, but Luthor remains composed. I appreciate your patience, Grodd, he says. The films we're making of their humiliation and defeat. Those are instrumental to our long-range goals. His eyes narrow with cold certainty. In any event, if I know Superman, none of us will have to wait very long. Back at the wreckage, Black Lightning douses Superman's face with water. Come on, come on. The spray hisses across the burning green residue. Superman gasps, shaking. Okay, I'm all right, he mutters, regaining breath. I think you got it all, Superman adds. Thanks. Black Lightning leans in. What's the plan? Superman stands tall, eyes blazing. Plan? I'm going to take him apart. That's my plan. Okay, Black Lightning replies. Let's call up some reserves. There's no time for hesitation. No time for strategy. You saw what Luthor was doing to them, Superman says. We both did. He wanted us to see it. As they regroup, the tension doesn't fade. Black Lightning tries to anchor him. Look, you're the most level-headed guy I know. But everyone's got buttons to push. Superman's fists tighten. Black Lightning voice lowers. And Luthor knows how to push yours. You're completely objective about Luthor, Superman admits. Black Lightning doesn't flinch. Well, no. You know as well as I do what he's done to me. But I keep things in perspective. I'm no Superman. Good as I am, I've lost a few. Superman softens. That makes one of us. You coming? A jet streaks across the sky. Superman flies alongside it. How'd you find them? Black Lightning's voice echoes through the comms. Stole your idea. But instead of listening for their broadcast frequency, I tracked their jamming signal to the coordinates I gave you. Swampland, Superman adds. Figures, Black Lightning mutters. When they're done taking over the world, they'll probably build a shopping mall. As the jet descends, Jefferson pulls ahead. I'm going to land this thing before they detect it. They can't see you from here, Superman says. Before him rises the Hall of Doom. Rotting, ominous, half sunken in the swamp, but very much alive. Superman bursts through the side of the Hall of Doom in a shockwave of fury and debris. Luthor barely has time to react. It's Superman. Get him, someone shouts too late. In a blur, Superman seizes Parasite and rockets back out before anyone else can move. Damn it, Luthor yells. He's got Parasite. Superman growls. Not for long. Protect the prisoners, Luthor barks. He'll be coming after them. But it's Black Lightning who strikes first, unleashing an electric surge that drops Poison Ivy and Cheshire in a screaming flash of blue. It looks a lot worse than it actually is, he mutters. Luthor rockets toward him on a jet platform, barking orders. He's just a decoy. Keep your eyes out for Superman. Black Lightning blasts another villain off their feet. Oh, now I'm just a decoy. The villains scramble. He's pinned in the electrical arc. Cheetah shouts, take out Black Lightning. I'm not touching him, Killer Frost says flatly. You take him out. I will, replies another voice. A blast of light strikes Black Lightning square in the chest. He groans, falling hard. Incoming, someone mutters. It's too late. With a thunderous crack, Superman crashes back in and slams into one of the villains at full speed. Fast, Dr. Light grunts. So fast, Parasite didn't even have time to use his powers. He clenches his fists, but slower than light. The League's enemies close in. This is my favorite part. Killer Frost sneers, energy crackling in her palms. Where we pile on. Light, ice, steel. Every element slams into Superman in a brutal combined attack. He grits his teeth, chest rising with each labored breath. Then Grodd steps out of the shadows. Superman barely has time to groan before Grodd traps him in a psychic prison. The Man of Steel collapses, his scream echoing in his silence. Superman blinks back into consciousness. Luthor stands over him, calm and smug. "Wake up, Superman." Superman is barely conscious, his face bruised, lips bloodied. Luthor leans in close, voice dripping with mock concern. "I'd hate for you to miss what comes next." With a calm hand, he lifts a shard of kryptonite to Superman's chest. The glow pierces the darkness. And that's the story, folks. Please, leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. See you next time.